Hello everyone, this is Pooja Bhomik and I am a Google developer expert for Flutter. And I know that you have 1,000 questions about the GDE program, like what is the application process like, what are the requirements, and do you get paid by Google as a GDE? So today I am going to be answering most of the questions in my YouTube video on my YouTube channel. Yes, that is finally happening. I know a lot of people have asked me, why don't you have your own YouTube channel? I don't know, maybe I was waiting for the pandemic, but this is happening today and I am addressing the top GDE questions. So let's get started. So since a long time in my LinkedIn DMs, Twitter DMs, in my live Q&A session, I've got this one question every time. How can I become a Google developer expert? Before I move forward to the requirements, application process, let me tell you about my own experience. Back in 2018, I was already working with Android for over 3-4 years when I started working with Flutter as a part of an internship. At that point of time, Flutter was still in beta, so there were not enough tutorials, blog posts, or any material for us to learn it faster. So it took 2 weeks to learn about how to write layouts in Flutter because the concept was a little different than XML in Android. So once I cracked it, I thought, let me just put it down in an article. Even if others don't read it, at least I can use it as a reference later, and I published it. Somehow the Flutter team found it and they shared it around, they read it, and the response was pretty good, which led me to write more such articles on Flutter, topics that people would be struggling with, and somehow that got me a recognition in the Flutter community. I was always aiming for improving my online presence, and writing about Flutter, which was a small community back then, definitely helped me with my online presence. So one bonus tip to give you if you are looking to improve your online presence, support small communities and small technologies right from the beginning. Being involved with such small communities helps you get noticed by the core team members, and who knows, once these communities actually get bigger, you will already be an integral part of these communities. So that's a bonus. Now back to how I became a Flutter GD. I was not just stuck to articles even though they were performing well, but I also spoke at events and conferences, took Flutter workshops, and even mentored people one-on-one in learning Flutter. I was truly in love with the Flutter technology and I genuinely wanted to share the knowledge about it. And the Flutter team thought I could continue doing what I really love and get an official tag for it. And that's how the GDE process completely started, and I eventually became a Google developer expert. So let's get to your questions. One of the most important questions a GDE is always asked is, what are the requirements of becoming a GDE? For starters, become a selfless community person. What that means is that you need to love creating content, sharing knowledge about technologies without expecting something in return. Community work is not paid work. It's not like a job that you are supposed to do and get paid at the end of the month. Community work is free work that you really love, and you are not expecting payment in return. Or loving a community does not come in one day or one week that you decided, oh, I'm going to be applying for the GD program, so let me just become a community person and share content, but I really don't care about it. That's not a community person. For example, when I actually cracked some of the concepts in Firebase or Android or Flutter, I did not think that, oh, I actually learned something. Why should I even share the knowledge with others? Doesn't that keep me ahead of them by not telling them about this tricks and tips that I have found out? Well, if that is your thinking, you are definitely not a community person, and maybe GDE is not something that you should follow. I definitely had my own agenda of improving my online presence, but I also loved teaching. I loved that when somebody came to me like, hey, when you explain that thing to me in XYZ manner, that actually helped you understand that topic, and that gives me so much of boost that I would definitely do it for free anytime. Number two, you have to be a strong follower of a Google technology. Obviously, you can be a follower of any technology that you like, but to become a Google developer expert, you obviously have to follow a Google technology. Like if you're interested in becoming a GD for React or React Native, that doesn't make sense because they are not a Google technology. So later on the video, I will actually show you the categories of the GD program and you can choose which category suits you the best. Number three, there is no age or experience required for becoming a Google developer expert. Like I was still in college when I became a Google developer expert. I know that there are not a lot of examples for college students to become a GD, but it happened. So maybe you as a college student can also apply for becoming a GD student, for becoming a GD student. And even if you're over the age of 60 or 70 and you are actively contributing to the community by creating content, you are still eligible for becoming a GDE. But you cannot be a Googler if you want to apply for a GD program. Or even if you have become a GD, you will have to let go of that program if you want to apply or join Google at any time in the future. Now let's get talking about the application process. The difference about a Google Developer Expert program is that you cannot apply for it. You will have to get invited to become a GDE. So who can invite you? Somebody from the DevRel team of your country or any Googler or maybe some other GD can recommend you. And once you've got through the recommendation round, you will have to prepare a community resume. This is different from your job resume where you have to list down your paid work. In a community resume, you will have to note down all the community work that you have done, like creating content, speaking at events, writing blog posts, podcasts, etc. Mostly you should focus on more impactful work that had a wider audience. For example, if you had mentored one or two people in learning Flutter, that is great, but you should write more about that event where there were 5,000 people online watching you give a workshop on XYZ technology that has a wider audience and sounds more impactful. Obviously, since it's a community resume, you will also have to make sure that you're not putting down a lot of paid work into it. You can summarize all your paid work into one point and probably put it at the end of the resume, but put less paid work. This resume will be sent to the GDE team, and once you get through, you will have to start preparing for the interview process. Now, there are two interviews. One is the community interview, and another is the product interview. The community interview is the one that is taken by another GD of the same tech that you're applying for, and the product interview is taken by a Googler. So the community interview is more about your goals, your community efforts, etc. And the product interview is mostly going to be like a technical round where they will be asking about technical questions about that technology, the whys, the hows, and so on. Every interview experience is going to be different because there are different people who are going to be interviewing you. So there are no fixed questions that I can tell you so that you can prepare for this interview, but just brush up whatever you know about that technology and remember your goals, why you applied for this program, why you do community work, and why you like that technology as a whole, and maybe you should be fine. Now let's get to another top question. Is GD program a certification program? Absolutely no. You do not get a certificate, but you do get featured in a directory of experts, like I will tell you here. So as you can see here, we have the directory of experts worldwide, and here you can find the technologies that you can become a GD for, like Android, Angular, Assistant, Firebase, and Flutter, which is what I'm a GD for. So if you can just check that and see all the GDEs that are around the world for Flutter. Oh my god, when I became a GDE, there were half or maybe 1/3 of it. Yeah, but it's great. Now we have so many GDEs of Flutter from India, and you can see or find me here. We have Pavan from OVX, and we have me, and then we also have Kamal, who's recently joined the GD Coolest Kids Club. So here you can see all the people who are part of this GD program and what technologies they are a GD of. And definitely if you become a GD, you are going to be featured in this list. So you see, this is not like the Associate Android Developer Certificate Program. There are no exams to become one. There are interviews, which I've already covered in my previous section. But this is not a certification program. And another top question that we always get is, do you get a salary of becoming a Google Developer Expert? So contrary to popular belief, we do not get any salary for doing any GD work. It's a free community work that you volunteer to do, and you can definitely stop at any time if you do not have the time. But to answer your question, no, there is no payment given to you if you do any kind of activity under the GDE label. So what are the perks then? Well, you get fancy invites to fancy Google events like the Google I/O, either free of cost or partially reimbursed. So I was invited to Flutter Live 2018, Google I/O 2019, the GDE Summit 2019, and then COVID happened. But other than these fancy Google events, GDE Summit tries to manage your travel expenses when you are traveling within the country for talking or speaking at an event or conferences or workshops, etc. Obviously, this is a committee budget, so it is likely that not all your events are managed, or you are expected to not choose 5-star hotels, and the GD community only manages the local events within your country and not the international ones yet. But I feel this is one of the highlights of the GD program, that you are able to travel at least within the country and speak at various events and conferences about the technology that you love, and there is somebody who is managing your travel expenses so that you can continue doing what you love. And as a GD, you get plenty of free gifts. Like this year, I had received New Year gifts from the DevRel India team, the Flutter team from San Francisco. And today you're lucky, I actually received another box today from the DevRel India team, and I haven't opened that yet. So I am going to be unboxing that gift at the end of the video. So do stay till the end of the video. Now after this, you must be asking, what are the exact duties once you become a GDE? Well, nothing much different than what you were doing before you became a GD. You have to continue creating content either through articles or blog posts or YouTube or podcast. You should be open in giving technical advice or mentor people, startups who would be needing your expertise to make their project better. But most importantly, as a GD, you will be given access to a GD portal where you have to add your work and contributions as you do them. So at the end of the year, somebody from the DevRel team or the GD team can evaluate your work and decide if they should renew you for another year or not. Now, if you are asking, why do they evaluate? Isn't GD a forever thing? No, it is absolutely not. GDE is a 1-year long program, and at the end of the year they will decide if they should renew your work or not. So adding onto the GDE portal is very, very important. It helps the team to track your work and contributions. And now comes the time when I am going to be showing you my gift. And here is the beautiful box that I have received today from the India GD DevRel team, and I have sanitized it and kept it for a half a day so that I can unbox it in front of you, and I am going to get started on that. much for watching this video, and I hope I answered all of your top GD questions. If I have left some very important questions, please put them down in the comments below. I will answer them as soon as possible in another video or article or whatever medium you like. And do subscribe to my channel because I am going to be coming with a lot more content on Flutter, technology as a whole, the career growth in Flutter, etc, etc. And hope to see you in the next video soon.